Hi, I'm Lizzie. I'm making this video to share with you a dream I had about the rapture of the church and the tribulation. I've been saved about 3 years, and this is the first real revelation I have had on this. I do study prophecy and I study the end times, but this is the first time that something really noteworthy has been revealed to me. On the night of the 29th of April 2013, I prayed as I was going to sleep for the Lord to reveal to me anything that is in my life that I need to get right, that I need to sort out before He returns, or anything in my life that He's not happy with. And this is the dream that I had. And I dreamt I was with some friends and we were having lunch, and we weren't talking about God or anything, we were just having lunch, and I didn't witness to them. And then I was in another scene and I was back on my bed, and I suddenly heard the trumpet blast. I heard like the shofar, and I knew it was the rapture. And I immediately prayed to be taken, to not be left behind. And what happened then was I felt my legs and feet beginning to raise up. They raised up off the ground, and there was a force that was taking them up. And I was beginning to be taken up, but the middle of my body didn't lift up the ground, and then my arms started to lift up. My shoulders did, but this middle part of my body was too heavy to lift up. And I prayed, and I tried to even help myself by just like pushing myself up, but it was no use. I was too heavy to go, and that may have been symbolic of my heart being too heavy to go, and I was left behind. And in the next scene, I was walking around the streets, and it was really desolate. There was no one around. There was rubbish everywhere. I was in the UK somewhere, but I don't know exactly where I was in the UK. And there are only few people walking around, and the people walking around look like they're in absolute despair. They just look like they've lost all hope. And there was this empty, vacant look in their eyes. And I started running up to anyone I could see. I ran up to them saying, "Jesus loves you." And then I'd run up to someone else and go, "Jesus loves you." And I wasn't like, I was upset that I'd been left behind, but I was in no way angry with God. I knew that it was entirely my fault that I'd been left behind, because there'd been things that I hadn't sorted out in time. And I thought, well, if I'm here, I may as well make the most of this. I think I was trying to get myself killed as soon as possible so I could get out of the planet. But I had a feeling for some reason like the Lord wanted me there in the tribulation, being a witness. And then there was this guy in front of me who had also said Jesus loves you too, and he seemed to have a kind of peace around him that all the other people didn't have. Everyone else was just totally lost. And then the next thing, I saw in the distance loads of riot police. Like, there were about, I'd say, 30 riot police. They were dressed like it was clearly their normal police uniform, but it was more, they had more weaponry than the police on the streets do at the moment. And they had taser guns, and they were just tasering people. They could see anyone that was out there were tasering. And the people that I've witnessed to, the police were just randomly tasering them as if they're playing a shooting game or something. And I knew that they were on their way coming for me. And this man, he by this time they could see me. I think the police had spotted me, and this man motioned for me to hide in a disused pub, because there were lots of disused buildings where I was. It seemed like a lot of places had been abandoned, and it was a disused, closed down pub, but the front door was just slightly ajar. And I thought to myself, well, there's no point hiding in this pub, because it would be obvious I'd gone into this pub. So it was the only building around. It was a detached building, so it'd be obvious I've hidden in there, so they're going to find me. But he motioned me in there, so I went in to this pub and I crouched on the ground. And the man was looking in the window, and he motioned to me as if to say, I can still see you, so if they walk past, they'll see you, so you need to hide further away. You need to hide under the benches in the pub. And so I hid further under the benches, and the police were getting closer. I could hear them, and for some reason they weren't tasering this man, or they weren't going after him. But it felt like there's some kind of curfew in place. It felt like people shouldn't be out on the streets, let alone talking to other people. It felt like there was some kind of lockdown or curfew that people should not be out. And I hid further under the tables, and all the police just walked past, and none of them came into the pub. And they went past. And then I woke up, and yeah, it really disturbed me. And I had the matter I've been praying about. I've been praying about one matter. I resolved it that very next day. I had an outstanding debt, and I resolved it because I made an arrangement to resolve it, because I knew that was a response. A dream was a response that would have held me back, and that was one issue in my life that was holding me back from being taken up. And there's another lady who's had a rapture dream, who also said that she partially went up, and that she was too heavy to go up fully, and she said the Lord revealed to her that was symbolic of all the people that would be left behind because of little things in their heart, that they'd not gone right at the time of the rapture. So really this video is to say that what the Lord was revealing to me was that it's little things in our lives that are going to hold us back. And I felt I had to really, really start praying against any bad feelings, any unforgiveness, any resentment, any outstanding issues with people, any outstanding financial debts. To either, if you can't pay them off, just have an arrangement in place to be paying them off as much as you can. And that was really what I felt the message was. And it's the first video I've made because it's the first real message on this issue that I feel I've received, but it definitely was a message, and it could be very, very soon. And this scenario was very real, and it was very frightening. It was a very frightening place to be. The police outnumbered the civilians by about 10 to 1 in where I was, and it was horrific, and the atmosphere was desolate, and all the people had lost hope, and they didn't know what was going on. And there definitely was the impression that lots of people had gone missing. Possibly, when the rapture does happen, they're going to blame it on some kind of mass abduction, even alien abduction, or terrorism, and they will even use the people that disappeared in the rapture as a reason to bring in some kind of police state lockdown to people who don't know that it's the rapture that's actually happened. So that was my dream. I'm still praying on exactly how to interpret all of the elements of the dream. And if anyone's got any insight on that, then please feel free to leave a comment and let me know what you think. Okay, thank you.